guys, so I'm going to start off on a clean face by using my bio oil just to moisturize and get everything kind of smoothed out. Then I'll be using my L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base as a primer just to keep everything on all night and to smooth my skin out for this full face of makeup. Now I'm going in with a white base. You can use any base that you have, a face makeup, pencils, whatever you have. And I'm just going to use a Beauty Blender sponge and a little bit of water just to kind of get everything to go on nice and thin, just so I can put them on in layers so it doesn't look cakey. You can use a stippling brush or your fingers, but I found the best with a sponge. And I'm putting this everywhere, all over my lips, nose, eyes, all over my face. I'm going to be setting this with Johnson's Baby Powder and a little bit of a pearly eyeshadow from NYX just to get that kind of doll-like effect, but you can use any translucent powder that you have too. Now I'm going in for the eyes, and I'm just going to use a skinny little paintbrush or eyeliner brush and a gel liner. And it's okay if you kind of mess up a little bit because we're going to blend everything out anyway, but I'm just kind of creating this like ring or circle around my eye, using my eyebrow to kind of guide me. And I'm just creating like dashes and kind of connecting it, and using the top of my cheekbone for the bottom of the circle as well.
So we're basically just creating one big ring around the eye. So you just can connect everything just like that. And then from the end of the eyebrow, just one big circle. Simple as that.
Now for the other eye, you're going to do the same thing, exactly as symmetrical as you can make it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you can use the brush to kind of see where the end of the other eye is. Now I'm using a flat shader brush and just going to be blending out a little bit of the black gel liner. I find that it's easier to blend out gel liner than pencil, but use whatever you have. Now I'm going in with blues. You can use whatever colors you want. The first color I'm using is Navy from e.l.f. and I'm using that to kind of create this graded effect around the eyes. And I'm just putting that right next to where the black is, just to kind of start that shading. Now I forgot to do this in the beginning, but you can just create a thin line on your lash line with the black gel eyeliner and wing it out just a little bit. And then I'm kind of creating a cut crease in the crease. If you don't have a crease, then you can create one at this point. You don't even have to do this part at all if you don't like it. Now I'm going in with Freshwater from MAC, which is just kind of a brighter blue, and I'm just going to be applying that right next to the navy just to kind of, again, create that sort of shaded look. Now I'm going in with Teal from e.l.f. and I'm just going to take that on a kind of smaller flat shader brush starting at the lash line and starting to blend towards the Freshwater. I'm putting this all over my lid, everywhere, just to get it nice and blended. It's okay if it seems like it's messy. It's actually going to help kind of create an even nicer look to the cut crease as well. And just take a big fluffy brush and kind of blend everything out. And you're going to do the exact same thing to the other eye. Now we're going to get started on these little kind of scallop flower looking things around the eye. They're like little half circles, that's all it is. If you don't want to do this, you don't like this part, then you don't have to do it. This is one of my favorite parts of the look, so it's really kind of your preference. You can be very creative with this, which is kind of what I like about it. So I'm just doing this all around the eye. You don't have to be perfect at all with this. Just kind of create little C's around your eye and just connect them. And you're doing that on both eyes as well. You can see mine is not perfect at all. There you go. So that's both eyes together. Now I'm going in right in between that, and I'm kind of creating these long swirls, and then I'm creating right in the middle of that another swirl going the opposite way. You can do whatever you want at this point. You can be creative, but I like the way this looks. It kind of looks like antlers. And then I'm putting little tiny dots in the middle, getting smaller as they go down. I'm just going to thicken this up a little bit at some points just so that it looks a little bit neater. And I'm just going to start at the top of my forehead, almost by my temple, and just surrounding the swirls with the same black gel liner. Now I'm going down and kind of creating a V effect and going to connect it right by where that first large dot is. I'm thickening that up as well. Now you can just surround your forehead too, like right where the top of your hairline is. And then we're going to take a black shadow and some of that black gel liner and just kind of smoke it out a little bit, because we're going to do the same thing we did around the eyes, around that area. So go ahead and just use the black and just kind of smoke it out, smudge it out, and use the navy again right underneath the black just to kind of smudge it out. And then with fresh water, we're going to do the same thing right underneath that. Now I'm going in with teal again, and I'm just going to put that right towards the end of the V. You can use a fluffy brush too to kind of get everything to look nice and blended and graded and shaded how you want it. Now we're going to do a little contouring. I'm taking fresh water, and I'm going to use that right in the hollows of my cheeks and up towards the temples. It's going to create more of a masked effect too whenever you're done. Bringing it up on my temples and then using a little bit of the navy just to kind of deepen it all up too. And you can just use a big fluffy brush to kind of blend everything out. It's going to give everything a little more depth. And then you're covering your lips again because it sort of rubs off, and you just cover that with the white face paint so we can go in with the lips. Now unfortunately the lips, a little bit of it got cut out, but I'm going to explain it as best as I can. I created little dashes at the ends of my mouth just so I know where the lips are, and we're basically just creating smaller lips than what we have. So just use the black to kind of create your skeletal lips and fill it in. This part stinks. Okay, so you're going towards the end of your lip and you're going towards the top of your cheekbone just to create these sort of slits in your mouth, and then we're creating little dashes around the lips just to create sort of like this skeletal teeth looking thing. It almost looks like spider's legs. That's how it kind of got it to look towards the end. And then on where the straight line is on underneath your cheekbone, you're going to just create straight lines all the way across. Same thing on the other side, just all the way up into the top. There you go. And that's the freaky looking mouth. Now for the nose, I'm just creating a V just to the tip of my nose, just like that. And then we're creating little lines right across the nostrils. And then little rounded off lines towards the edge. This is just going to create sort of like a skeleton type of nose. Then we're just going to fill that in. I would set anything that you use the black, if you're going to be wearing it all night, I would definitely set it with a black eyeshadow, just so it stays on all day. You don't want it smudging around. Now to create these swirls, I'm just starting at my jawline and I'm just kind of creating a little swirl, and then I'm thickening it up in some places just to kind of create a little bit more of a neater look. Some of this got cut out, so I'm kind of just going to have to explain it, which kind of stinks. But you're going to also create sort of that swirl as well. Same thing as that we did on the forehead, and 3 little dots. And just try to be as symmetrical as possible. Use your jawline to kind of guide you. And then you're doing looks like you're going to be doing a star, so do that sort of V. And then we're just going to create sort of, we're going to be doing 5 V's connected together, basically. It's going to look similar to a star. So I'm just trying to make it as symmetrical as possible. And just bring those down on both sides. And then go straight out from under where that longer swirl is, and then just go right under your chin with that. And then you're just going to connect it. Now before we do anything else with that, we're going to do kind of like a swoop right underneath the jawline, and it's going to go right towards where those half circles are. We're just going to use fresh water just to blend it out, and it's going to kind of look a little bit more skeletal. And I like kind of adding a little bit of the blue here and there just to kind of add to the whole effect of it. Now I'm going to do the same shading that I did around the eyes and around the forehead as I am going to do on the chin. So I'm just taking the navy color and just putting that around where the black is, just blend it out. And then I'm going in with fresh water and just blending out the navy with that. You can go in with teal or your lightest color that you have and just put that right into the middle to almost create that like highlighted look, and just blend it all out.
And that is it for my version of the Sugar Skull makeup. So if you decide to do this, you can totally make this your own and be creative with it. But I hope you guys did enjoy my version. Feel free to subscribe or even just leave requests down below for other Halloween tutorials or any tutorials in general. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!